Hey everybody, it is Wintermute here with Japan's 12.3 turn. So we'll dive right in. I have, for my techs, it's going to be improved construction, which fails again, and large ship construction, which is a 9, so we do get that one. So, large ship construction is complete, but not the accompanying improved construction. Okay, that's not going to change our builds though. So that'll be pretty simple. So 4 builds. We're going to do 1 medium bomber, 2 destroyers, 3 militia, 1 militia upgrade, 1 artillery, 1 infantry, and 1 coastal artillery. Oops. And right into combat moves. Let's try that. Sorry, I had to adjust my camera settings earlier, so it's not 100% right yet. All right, from P50 into I7, we are going to move 1 submarine. Then we'll move up here to Japan proper. From Kyushu, we are going to go on map with this medium bomber into P16. From Okinawa, we're going to go on map into P16 with that seaplane. Excuse me, from P44, I'm sorry, from P15 into P16, we're going to move both these destroyers to accompany those planes on map to go sub-hunting. All right, so from P44, let me scoot back down. From P44 into P52, so we're going to have P44. So that's this fleet marker here in right off Palau. We are going to have a destroyer, the destroyer, move over to the Solomon Islands. Come on. Pick up that marine. And then come back to end in P52 and drop off that single marine in the Maluku Islands to capture that as a walk-in. Then from P50, we're going to have a transport, pick up an infantry from Siam. And then he's going to move over to P44, pick up this marine in Palau, and then move over to, and then finish in P43 and drop off that marine and that infantry into Guam. From P44, we're going to have a tactical bomber and a fighter go into Guam as well. From P59, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah. Okay, from P50, right, okay, yeah, I'm sorry. From P50, we're going to have a tactical fighter, or a tactical bomber and a fighter also go into Guam off of the light carriers. And then from P50, we're going to have the 2 heavy cruisers also come over to P43 for shore bombardments. And then from Queensland into the Northern Territory, we're going to have an infantry walk-in to take that territory. That'll just be a walk-in. And then we're going to have some sub-raids over here in I-7 and I-12. So we'll go ahead and roll those raids first. So first we will go ahead and roll the regular sub in I-7. So that's a net +2 for me. Correct. Red is the attacker. So that puts me at 7 versus his 6. It deals a single point of damage to that convoy line, which is all it needs. So FEC loses $1 from their bank. And now the next combat, we'll go ahead and roll for those destroyers and the aircraft on map going after the American subs in P16. So we'll roll the medium bomber first. Hits. We'll roll the 2 destroyers. I get 1 more hit. And then we'll roll the seaplane, which misses. So I do get 2 hits, so that's 2 coastal subs that are dead. And then I'm going to go ahead and roll his return fire for the 2 coastal subs at 2s. They both miss. And then his regular subs before they submerge. Whoops. That one's a 9 and that one's a 1. So he does take out 1 destroyer. But at least we got 2 coastal subs, 2 American subs out of the water. All right. And then the only other combat we have is Guam. We're going to have 2 shore bombardments with the heavy cruisers. Both miss. Then we're going to have 2 tactical bombers. Both miss, and 2 fighters. 1 hit. All right, and then he defends at a 2, which he misses. Okay, so Guam becomes Japanese. All right. So let's go ahead and scoot this up. So this seaplane is going to land back in Okinawa. This medium bomber is going to land back in Kyushu. Let me think for a moment. 1, 2. Yeah, he'll land back in Kyushu. And then down here in, oops, nope, it's about to fall off. All right, I'm going to scoot this back just a little bit. Okay. We're going to have 1 fighter and 1 TAC bomber land back in this fleet on the fleet carrier. And then we are going to do From Rihe into Korea, we're going to just move 3 infantry. Let's scoot back up. We'll try to start up with Japan. So from P15, we have a transport which is going to pick up 2 infantry from Korea. And then it is going to end in P50. And it is going to drop off those 2 units into British Malaya. And then that transport is going to go into port in British Malaya. Go ahead and call that now before I forget about it. From P15, we're going to have this heavy cruiser. Oops. Go rocking across the board there. Uh-oh, where'd he go? There he is. And he's going to move down to P52 to join that single destroyer. From Kyushu, we're going to rail, let's see, 1, 2. Yeah, from Kyushu, we're going to rail 1 infantry up into Tokyo itself. And from Tokyo, we're going to move these 2 Marines into Honshu. And then from Honshu, we're going to take the Mountain and the infantry that was already there, and they're going to slide back to Tokyo. Yeah. All right, from P50, we have this other transport. He is going to go up to P15. He's going to pick up 2 infantry out of Korea. And then he is going to drop them off in Honshu, and he is going to go into port in Kyushu. Excuse me. All right. I think we can go ahead and scoot this over here. There we go. From British Malaya into Siam, we're going to move that single artillery. Oops. From Sumatra into Malay, that single Marine is going to go into British Malaya via the narrow crossing. From Siam into Burma, we're going to move 2 infantry and 2 artillery from Siam. What happened? From P50 into P32, we're going to move this fleet carrier. From P59 into P32, let's scoot back just a little bit. From P59 into P32, we're going to move a heavy cruiser and a destroyer to join that fleet carrier. From P59 up into P43, we're going to move a destroyer. From P50 into P44, We're going to move these 2 light carriers. They're going to ultimately join that big fleet token. And then the tactical bomber and the fighter from Guam are going to land back on them. From P-59 to P-44, we are going to move the light cruiser into into the big fleet as well. From P-59 to P-50, we are going to move a torpedo boat destroyer. From P-50 to P-44, we're also going to move this torpedo boat destroyer and the other light, or a light cruiser, also over to P-44 to join the main fleet. All right. All right, so left in P-59, oh, that guy is, oops, up here in Siam, or British Malay. All right, so from P-59, we're going to move from P-59 to P-41, 1 transport. He's going to pick up a Marine and an artillery. P-41, and he's going to drop them off in Anam Tonkin. And then he's going to go into port into Hong Kong. And then from P-59 up to P-44, we're going to have this transport pick up this Marine and this artillery using strategic naval movement, and he's going to drop those guys off in Palau, and then the transport will join the big fleet. All right, now let me take a look at this now. I'm okay with that. All right, this torpedo boat destroyer is actually going to join this transport in port in Malaya. Yeah. All right, that leaves those 2 guys there, those 2 guys there, those 2 guys there. Yep, that makes sense. Yep, so he's there. Okay. Yep, I'm pretty happy with all that. So, place units. So, I'm going to place an artillery and an infantry into Siam. Yep. I'm going to put my 2 destroyers are going to be built in Kyushu, in port with the transport in, so effectively they're in, or will ultimately be in P-15. We're also going to build a medium bomber in Kyushu as well. There's going to be a second one there now. We're going to put 1 militia on Java, 1 militia in the Philippines, 1 militia and militia upgrade. So effectively 1 more infantry is going into the Marshall Islands. And then the coastal artillery is going to be built in Singapore. Or what, Singapore, British Malaya. I constantly call it Singapore because that's just what I'm used to calling it. So now we will do, so that is my turn. Nothing major, small gains, just kind of moving the meter forward, so to speak. So I'm going to collect, I've got an income of 41, I've got a wartime bonus of 9, so I'll have $50 to spend next turn. So that wraps up Japan's turn. I'm going to go ahead and do a quick unit overview just to make sure everybody knows where everything is. But if you're ready to move on to the next video, go right ahead, because this will be pretty boring. Just give me a second here to adjust this fleet marker. Okay. Let me go and uncradle the phone. All right, guys. So in I-7, I have 1 coastal sub, 1 regular sub. I-12, 1 coastal sub. In P-50, I have, well, not P-50. In British Malaya, I have a coastal artillery, a marine, 2 infantry, and in port, I have a naval transport and a torpedo boat destroyer. Siam has 3 artillery, 2 infantry, a militia, and a fighter. Burma has 2 infantry, 2 artillery, and a militia. Annam Tonkin has a marine, an artillery, and a militia. Cochin China has a militia. Take that off. Philippines has a militia. Hong Kong has a naval transport and port. Sumatra has an infantry and a militia. Java has a militia. Maluku Islands has a marine. Northern Territory has an infantry. P-52 has a destroyer and a heavy cruiser. P-44, we'll get to P-44 in a second, we'll do that one last. Palau has a militia, an artillery, and a marine. Guam has a marine and an infantry. P-43 has 2 heavy cruisers, a destroyer, and a transport. And I want to check something. Yep, okay. Okinawa has 1 seaplane. P-32 has 1 fleet carrier, a destroyer, heavy cruiser, and then the fleet carrier has a fighter and a tactical bomber. Korea has 4 infantry. Rihe has 6 cavalry, a militia, and a motorized infantry. Kyushu has 2 medium bombers, and then in port they have 2 destroyers and a troop transport. C-Zone P-16 has 1 destroyer. Tokyo has 2 militia, 3 infantry, 2 mountain, and then Honshu has 2 marines, 2 infantry, and Hokkaido has 1 infantry. And then Iwo Jima has 1 militia. Bonin has 1 militia. That's Wake. Marshall Islands has 4 infantry and 1 militia. And then the big fleet itself. So what we're going to have is 1 fleet carrier and 2 light carriers. And between the 2 of the 3 ships, they've got 2 fighters and 2 tactical bombers. 2 battleships, a battle cruiser, a heavy cruiser, 2 light cruisers, a torpedo boat destroyer, 4 submarines, and 1 troop transport. I believe that is everything. So this is Wintermute out.